can you tell us your name and where we are today?
My name is Ivy Anthony Billiot, and we're at the South Down Library Museum.
Where were you born?
I was born in Houma. I was born halfway down Grand Caille, what they call the Bonton Roulette,
Okay.
somewhere around up in there.
Okay.
They used to have a church they call Morning Star, I believe it is, on the opposite side of the bayou, on the other side of the highway. And they had a little camp in the bayou. They had a big oak tree there. I was born right there.
Okay. In the camp. And your parents, did they lived on the camp boat
Yes,
with your family?
yes.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I only have one brother and my sister, but she passed away a good while back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you grow up on that camp boat?
No,
Okay.
my daddy moved away. He got a better job. He used to work in the cane field, cutting canes. And he moved away from there. He went and lived in Presque Island. And then they moved from there. They came to Houma.
And what was he doing in Presque? Cutting cane?
Same thing, yeah.
Okay.
It was a little bit better pay. He got some money together with. He used to work for the big shots, you know, the rich people sometime, and then they fixed him up for a house on a plantation. They were selling houses on Daisy Street, they call it. It was one street for the whites and one for the Indians. They done that at the courthouse. And so he fixed my daddy up for $50 for the house and the lot.
So you're a traditional carver.
Yes, I became a carver.
Yeah. Can you tell us about how you learned carving and when you picked it up and how old you were?
Like I was going to school. In those days, my dad had built a house. They broke down tore down the plantation house and they made a big house. And the rafter that come down on the ceiling, you know, to hold the roof, they used to cut that at an angle like this, like a V. And I used to take the pieces of wood, the 2x4s, and I used to put take a nail on the end and pull it in this road ditch. And I wanted to do better. And I took my daddy's hatchet and I started hatching the point, you know, how it comes to the V I use it because it's cut off square like this. And I wanted to make it sort of like a little round, like a boat, you know. And then I fixed it. I kept on chopping it until I got it to, when I pulled it, went over.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do my own carvings, you know. I used to make my own toys. And then I quit school, and then Roy was into this carving deal with I don't know, I forgot the old man's name, that old Indian fella there. And he was in Dulac. And then we used to go to school. He came to my school, Roy. And then after I had quit school, I asked Roy, I said, I need to know how to get into the wood carving with the Houma Indians. He said, that ain't no problem. So he brought me and meet Carolyn Ware and Dennis, not Dennis, I forget his name, Nick Spencer. We call him Spencer, but it's not Spencer, it's another name.
Mm-hmm.
And we got, they were stationed there in Washington, D.C., him and Carolyn Ware. So he got together with them and they come meet me. And then I had to go way to Eunice, Louisiana to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a few things. And then Roy brought me to Eunice in the Folklife Festival.
Okay. What do you like to carve the most? Is there a certain kind of wood that you like to carve with? And is there a certain kind of thing that you like to carve best?
The tupelo is the best wood, just about. Tupelo is soft. You can carve it any kind of way. You can cut it any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
And I like my wood ducks. I
Yeah?
had made a wood ducks.
Did you use wood ducks to hunt with, or have they always just been for
No.
art?
It's just for art.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go hunting with them wood ducks. It's too expensive. They're gonna shoot some lead up in there and mess it all up.
But do you remember a time when people would use decoy wood?
Yes, my daddy used to use decoys. Used to make his own decoys.
Your daddy made his own decoys?
Yeah. He
Okay.
used to go hunting. My grandfather and everybody else down the bayous used to do that. And then I learned when I got older. Then I learned what was what. You know, they used to tell me what was what.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You mean what kind of duck was?
Yeah, with different ducks, and they used to tell me what kind of spots to put on your different ducks.
Aha.
Yeah, with different color spots.
Yeah.
They don't used to paint them like they do right now. They used to have just some spots, you know.
And what kind of wood would they use for the ducks, for the decoys?
Cypress knees.
Oh,
I used to make blowguns when I used to go to the Jazz Fest.
Oh.
That was my business, blowguns, the red feather blowgun.
Yeah. Can you tell us about the blowgun? What is it, and what is it made out of?
It's elderberry.
Okay.
They used to make elderberry wine at one time with the seeds. They changed color from red to purple,
Hmm.
and then used to put that in a jar and used to let that set and used to turn to wine.
Hmm. But what about the blowgun? What is that? How do you make that out of the elderberry?
Okay, the blowgun, I got to go out on the woods or on the roadside and cut an elderberry. I don't cut them too big because I'd have to chop it down too far down to get it to come small.
Hmm.
So I take the one that's about I'd say about an inch and a half in diameter,
Hmm.
and about 3 or 4 feet long.
Hmm.
And I used to make them 6 foot. It's hard to get a 6 footer straight. I had to unbend it while it was green.
Mm.
Lots of time I had to pour some water inside the elderberry to get it to soften up so I can bend it.
Mm.
Lots of time I used to tape them together on a piece of wood and let them set, and let them dry up, and then it would get straight. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I used to go to the store and buy me. I used to get some leather from my brother's shop. His boss used to give me some leather coats. I used to take the leather and cut it, strip it, and then I used to wind it up on
Oh.
the elderberry stick.
What is the story?
It's a red feather blowgun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that is the hunting procedures in the woods. When you go hunting, you don't go straight out into the woods. You got to kind of zigzag. So I used to zigzag the leather on the blowgun. You know, strap it one way and then strap it the other way, make like a zigzag. So you can cross the ocean like that. You can't go straight across the ocean. You got the zigzag.